All right, what up, everybody? So I'm going to be making new videos, and it's going to be more structured. So each weekend, I'm going to have a market update on the previous week and one for the next week. So that'll be any trades I'm in, anything I'm looking at, and just overall macroeconomic conditions. And then also once a week, I'm going to be posting a beginner's guide. So this week, it's going to be owning a stock, what is owning a stock, and then how people make money off of it. And then another thing I'm going to start doing is psychology updates. So each trade, it'll be probably short or really short videos of just what I'm thinking in trades as they move along and as price movement, as a trade goes my way or it goes the other way. I want to document how I'm feeling because I want all that documented so I know where I mess up when trades mess up and what I did right when trades go in the right direction. So with all that said, let's look into the market for next week. All right, hey, what's up, y'all? I'm going to show you all a video from this week's Fed meeting.
Video with Politico. Some of the president-elect's advisors have suggested that you should resign. If he asked you to leave, would you go?
No.
Can you follow up on, do you think that legally you're not required to leave?
No.
Mike?
Now, you can see how awkward that meeting was. Trump's been very open that he says he thinks Powell hasn't dealt with inflation the proper way, but we'll see how that goes. Trump has new policies that are going to switch up what the Fed has projected is going to happen, so we'll see how that plays out. But with all that being said, the main goal of this video is patience. So if you aren't in anything, if you haven't bought much yet, you don't need to top tick and buy things at all-time highs. So as we look right now, the S&P 500 is at $600, or it just bounced off of it. But I'm pretty sure it did reach 600, or let's see what was the high. The high was $599.64, so it almost reached 600. I don't see why it wouldn't hit 600 next week. But that is the main goal of this video, is just to try and teach patience right now, because we don't know what's going to happen. As the markets have rallied, I still believe the economy is in a rough spot. I don't believe people feel safe in their jobs. The price of everything has not gone down. And I think it's just going to get worse until we tackle all of the inflation problems and everything we have. Even though inflation's down to close to 2%, I still think I know everything in the grocery store costs double what it did 4 years ago, and salaries have not met that gap. So we will see what happens in the future. But as of right now, I'm going to go over some stocks I'm looking at and let's stay patient. Here we go. All right, this is one I've been talking about a lot, and I missed it. I did not enter this trade, but I should have. So the TLT, this looks like a rejection candle to me. This looks like it could head up to the 199 or so range in the next maybe 2 months. We just had another rate cut of 0.25, so 25 basis points, 0.25%, which I'm pretty sure rates right now are 4.5% or maybe 4.75. Either way, they did just go down on the Thursday meeting from that video you saw. So the bonds should get a bid. We'll see what happens. This is a good rejection candle. If you're in it, I think you'll make money. Maybe for some reason Monday, if we have a little gap down or something, I might hop into the trade. I would be buying options that are long term, probably like a year out, just so I have time to deal with the fluctuations. If you do know, I was in one right here, and I just cut losses because I felt like I got in it a little too early because it didn't stick to my plan. There was no rejection candle here. There was no support. It was just falling, and I bought on this line with no really support. But this candle gave me some confidence. Even though I did not take the trade, I decided to stay patient this week. But that's another thing to keep looking at is the TLT and the bonds. All right, this is another one, Tesla. Everyone knows Elon is with Trump now. We know what's happening. Do not buy Tesla right here. Everyone and their mom is saying that Tesla's going to $1,000, which one day I think it will be. But do not buy Tesla when it just shot up. God, what even is this? In 1 week, it shot up 34%. Just relax, wait for it to come down to maybe 260 or under 300. Just wait for a slight pullback. Do not top tick this because you will be in trouble. But we'll see what happens with Tesla. This is just patience. This is one of those things that I talk about a lot. It's the FOMO is real. People are going to buy up here, and this is just going to be someone's exiting liquidity. people have been waiting for this. Maybe people have been waiting for this level and they're like, oh, I'm going to sell here. Now they get to sell, and then all these retail investors are buying. So just relax. If you don't own it, there's more cars to get in, more fast moving cars to get in. Just take a sec and remind yourself, take a video of yourself. Be like, I really want Tesla. Take a video. Be like, next time it drops below 260, I will buy it. Because if you don't do that, when it drops below 260, you're going to say it's going to 180. You know what I mean? So that is something to think about. Do not buy Tesla right now. That's not a recommendation. You can do what you want, but I will not be buying Tesla right now. I already own it around under this 180, so we'll see what happens. All right, Starbucks. This is another one I've talked about a lot. It's still right there on that line. I have not shorted it yet or gone long if it does a breakout, but it's still fighting along this resistance. We'll see in the following week or so, maybe 2 weeks, but it is getting bought up. You can see every single week it's getting a good amount of buying pressure on the bottom side. So maybe it has the strength to push through. The RSI is up on the weekly time frame, so we'll see. Maybe it has the strength to push through, and I will not be shorting or going long because I do have shares, so I will do good on shares. But yeah, so that is Starbucks. Keep an eye on it. And I just thought this was funny. This was PayPal, the one we talked about last week, and I said that, I talked about PayPal was really stuck to these support and resistance lines, and you saw it go up, bust through it, come back, retest, and then now it's up, 10% a week, which obviously that had a lot to do, 7.5%. That had a lot to do with election and certain things in the economy, but it is really crazy how PayPal is really sticking to these lines. People say they don't believe in the lines, but the lines are just ideas and mental areas where people want to buy and sell. They aren't just drawings, but that's up to you. But I just wanted to point that out. It's pretty funny how lines can make you money. All right, I have not talked about Ethereum on this channel. I do own a good chunk of Ethereum, a good chunk for my size. It's different for everyone, but I do own a lot of Ethereum. I was kind of accumulating right here. I was just buying. I was buying below $3,000 pretty much. Now we're back up. I don't see a world where it doesn't shoot up to this 3,700, give or take. So this is old resistance. I mapped out. You can map out what you want. But in my personal view, I don't see a world where this thing doesn't go up to 37. Now, we'll see what it does when it gets there. You don't want to see these wicks because that clearly just suggests weakness. But I think it's time for crypto to do what crypto does every 4 years. That's not financial advice. We can also go up to Bitcoin. Bitcoin broke out of this little descending line. So maybe it's time for Ethereum. Everyone knows Ethereum moves after Bitcoin. So it goes Bitcoin pumps. Then cash moves into Ethereum. Then cash moves into like mid-cap coins like the Solanas. And then cash moves into like the nasty coins. But yeah, so this is Bitcoin. I will not be selling Bitcoin until I'd probably start exiting around like 92 to like 100 out of just Bitcoin. I'll let all my other coins ride for a little bit longer term. But then again, I bought enough Bitcoin under 30,000 that if it gets up to 90, I'm totally fine with that. I'm not going to get greedy and wait on a $250,000 coin. So yeah, that's my exit plan. Maybe like 92 or so, 92 to 100. I'd start slowly exiting. And if I don't exit, say like if I didn't want to exit, maybe I'd put like, if it got up to 96, I would just trail it. So say price starts going up like this, I would simply, hold on. Ooh. How do you exit that? I don't know. But I would simply just follow it up like this. The whole way I'd follow it up just to make sure that I make money. And just in case it wants to flash crash, I'd lock in my profits. Because I'm not going to get greedy in crypto. A lot of people, their Coinbase accounts, all their accounts where they hold crypto, it will go up in the next year, but they won't sell. They think everything is going to go up 5 times more than it already is, and that is the problem with crypto. The longest point, I would hold all my crypto to begin with. So this is kind of what I mapped out, about 117 on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin hit 117, that means all the altcoins that I own are up 5, 10, maybe 20% if I'm lucky. I would be getting rid of all of them. I'm not waiting on a $200,000 Bitcoin because this is the resistance line that we've been hitting the past 2 markets. And this is just kind of what I mapped out. So this is the exact time frame, the November time frame, December to November. And then we go up here. If we just move it the same. So you might see $115,000, $120,000 Bitcoin by like late 2025. That's not a suggestion. You can do what you want. But if Bitcoin were to hit 117, I would be out of all crypto. And then hopefully maybe, buying a house or buying real assets with it, not crypto. I'm a firm believer crypto in 20 years would be fine, but right now it's a gamble. You don't know what coin's going to be what. But so just be wary of crypto. If you're going to buy, you better buy now. Don't buy when it's at 100 thinking, oh, well, it's finally going up. Like, you should have been buying down here, but no big deal. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. I'll keep y'all updated, and that is on my crypto. All right, this is another one to point out. This is Airbnb. So it gave you a rejection candle on the weekly time frame after earnings. I think earnings, so revenue barely beat, EPS barely missed, so it's not really that big of a deal. Did they guide down? So they guided down heavy. Look at that. But also, I mean, it is kind of a quarterly business. But yeah, see. But so this is a rejection candle, and it could be like a reversal candle, but it's still above this line of resistance that I drew out. You can draw out your own, do what you want, but it's still above this line. So we'll see what happens next week. Maybe if it falls, maybe retest, fall. But I don't think I'll be shorting Airbnb because all their contracts, as y'all know, I do 60 days and up, at least 40 days, but all their contracts are bare minimum like $600-$700. And I just don't want to risk that, as I have in my options account, it's under a $3,000 account, or right at it now. But so there's Airbnb. Just keep an eye on it. All right, and to finish off with the play that I exited this week, it was a beautiful trade. One of the more like textbook trades I've ever made. I stuck to the pattern. As if y'all are following along, y'all know 80 was my price point. I sold out of the options contract, I think 180% up or so, give or take. But I still own the shares. Still a believer in the company. I think that they are going to crush earnings, and then this thing will hit 188. But it's time. It's time for Zoom to come back into the communications sector and start taking some market share, because it is a good company. They have so much cash. They have so much going for them. I like the product, but I wouldn't suggest buying right here. I think we'll see a little dance. Maybe if we see a retest of the 74, then you could hop in. So just keep an eye on a $74 Zoom, assuming that everything fundamentally has stayed strong in the company. I might double back down if it hits 74. So that sums up everything. Thanks you all for watching. Remember, the key to this video is patience. Don't FOMO in. Don't top tick stocks. And keep your head on straight for the next month. And I'm simply waiting for the New Year's, unless big deals coming along, which I haven't seen too many. As y'all know, I'm still nibbling on those defensive stocks like Nestle, Hershey. I might get some Coca-Cola because it's gone down a little bit. But I'm trying to find those dividend defensive stocks because I think the economy should be in a downturn soon. But that is up for y'all to decide. Don't do what I'm doing because you'll lose everything. This is not financial advice. But yeah. All right. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.